Before we begin, I'm just going to introduce myself. For those that don't know me, my name is Savannah Carabin. I'm the Business Operations and Marketing Coordinator for the City of Bluefield Department of Community and Economic Development, as well as the Bluefield, West Virginia Economic Development Authority. I work alongside Jim Spencer. I'm a relatively new face, so many of you joining us will know Jim Spencer, and those of you who are viewing the recording will know Jim Spencer. Just a few notes before we begin. Please keep your video off. Please keep your microphone muted. If you have any questions, just submit them in the chat box, and it should be like, if you look at the bottom of your screen, there should be like a little button that says chat. I will hold all of your questions and we will answer them at the end of the session. I will be moderating that chat, so if you're having issues or you have concerns, if you can't hear a speaker, drop it in that chat box and I will let our speaker know. The session will be recorded and available on YouTube, and those of you who register will receive an email within 24 hours with a link to view the video. If you are viewing this recording, feel free to email me at that email, which is savannah.carabin@cityofbluefield.com, with any questions that you may have. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Nancy Ligus. And Michael, feel free to share your screen.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It seems like most everybody on the call, I think we have one guest and the rest of them are actually our West Virginia Community and Technical College folks. So, you know, it's a good refresher for our folks, but I'm happy to start this presentation about the Apprenticeships in Motion federal grant that the West Virginia Community and Technical College system received last year. And then I'm going to run through a couple of our PowerPoint slides, and then Michael Goddard, who is our apprenticeship coordinator for the southern region of West Virginia, is going to talk more specifically about the AIM grant and how this can help employers in your region, specifically who are looking for skilled IT workers. So Michael, are you able to share your screen?
Mm-hmm. Does it come up?
No, we don't see your screen just yet.
Well, it was up.
Head back to the Zoom call.
How about now? It's up again.
Perfect. Yep. Now you just want to hit the present for your PowerPoint slide.
Is this the PowerPoint up on the screen?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So you need to go to slideshow, the tab that says slideshow. Yes. And click on that. Click on the slideshow.
Yeah, when I try to click on the slideshow, it pops up new share.
I'm sorry?
Down
No,
the, I see what you're saying. I might try to start a new share. Michael, down at the bottom, there's some tiny icons that says notes, and then it has like a couple icons. The icon to the far right before the minus button, try pressing that one. Yep. There we go.
Okay. Okay, so again, my name is Nancy Ligus, and for those of you who don't know me, I am the Director of Workforce and Economic Development for the Community and Technical College System of West Virginia. So I'm normally located in Charleston, West Virginia, along with the rest of the folks that are at the state system level. But currently I'm working out of my home, which is in southwestern Pennsylvania. Also, I am the project grant director for the Apprenticeships in Motion grant, which we're going to present to you today. So I'm going to start this presentation, and then Michael is going to give you much more details about how the Apprenticeships in Motion grant can assist employers in our region who are looking to hire IT skilled workers as apprentices. So you'll have to go on to the next slide, Michael. Thank you. So I always like to talk about, just briefly, because I represent the state system as well as being the grant project director, I always like to remind everybody what our vision and mission is of the community and technical colleges in West Virginia. We do have 9 colleges, and I'll show you a map about that in a moment. But the important part here is in our vision statement, we say that we want to be the first choice for workforce development. And we really do mean that, and that's why you can see here it's in bold type. If you think of it that way, that's very powerful to the mission of the community college in all that we do. Really, all of our programming, whether it's degreed programming, short-term non-degreed programming, and even some community programming, is based around building the workforce in West Virginia. And additionally, our mission statement adds to that by saying that we intend to promote and provide a high quality, accessible, and responsive education and training. And that's also, very significant for us because, having that high quality is what makes us stand out in the system of education here in West Virginia. And we do that all over the state. And the results are our contribution to West Virginia's economic vitality. So to sum it up, our programming is driven by the West Virginia workforce and the economic landscape. Okay, next slide. So you see here, this is a representation of the state of West Virginia and how each of our 9 community colleges is divided into a region, a border of responsibility, if you will. So when we were awarded this $4 million Department of Labor grant in July of 2019, we were given a 4-year project to deploy apprenticeship throughout West Virginia and then also scale that nationally. The actual funding opportunity that came from the Department of Labor was called Scaling Apprenticeships in through sector-based strategies. So because we are so well positioned in West Virginia and already support our business and industry partners, we've already laid that foundation to strengthen our workforce through apprenticeship. So in our grant submission, what we proposed to do was to take our very successful West Virginia Learn and Earn model of apprenticeship training and focus that on the IT sector in West Virginia, of course, and then beyond through the scaling portion of the grant. We also propose to increase career advancement opportunities to incumbent workers through apprenticeship. These skills in the IT industry are greatly needed. And it is an enhanced model of apprenticeship that we're offering, through our community and technical colleges. We also will be able to provide grant funds, these federal grant funds that we were awarded towards tuition and fees for students who are earning a degree or certification in IT. These students will also participate in the Learn and Earn cooperative work-based learning experience that's been a part of our state workforce initiative since 2012. And that supports employers with a 50% wage match. So we're just taking that model of apprenticeship and using it in this grant opportunity. And then also we're offering short-term career advancing training developed with the employers for those incumbent workers so that they can achieve industry recognized credentials. Our Apprenticeships in Motion grant, or that's also known as AIM will target small businesses with these funds with less than 50 employees. And we hope to serve underemployed and underrepresented populations, including women, veterans, and their spouses specifically. You can go ahead and move on, Michael. No? Back one?
Did we miss one? That's the next
Yeah,
one.
can you go back one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, are you missing a slide with the goals, apprenticeships in motion goals? There it is. Okay. So here's where I'm actually going to let Michael take over to talk about that, or I can talk about this part, Michael, whichever you prefer.
Whatever you. Okay, the Apprenticeships in Motion, the AIM grant will serve small businesses less than 50 employees and up to 1,600 participants in total by achieving these goals. Number one, increase the number of middle and high skilled employees in the information technology sector specifically. Number two, demonstrate our learn and earn model as a flexible apprenticeship program. Three, deliver education and training responses to the changing needs in the IT and the job growth opportunities in West Virginia, including the DOL registered apprenticeships. Four, successfully working our industry partners to scale our apprenticeship program throughout West Virginia and beyond. Okay. Why is the emphasis on apprenticeship? We know from working with employers that they face similar challenges in meeting their workforce needs related to IT skilled occupations. An apprenticeship can be a solution to many of those challenges, such as the skills gap. In all industries, businesses have job openings, but applicants do not have the skills they need to do the job, resulting in long-term job postings. Cost of developing existing talent. Current employees lack higher skills required to advance within the company, leaving the middle and higher skilled positions unfilled and no established pipeline. Attracting and retaining employees. With high turnover, competition due to low unemployment rates and lack of interest in qualified candidates, jobs are constantly being posted and the cost to the companies is significant, including lost productivity. High levels of retirement have left companies with no plan for staff attrition. Retirees are walking away with significant knowledge and experience not easily and quickly replaced. Advancing technology continues to challenge all business sectors and must be addressed in order to sustain and remain competitive. So that's the why apprentices. Next slide is the 5 hallmarks of apprenticeship. It says the U.S. Department of Labor has identified 5 hallmarks of quality apprenticeship programs. The Learn and Earn program has proven successful as a state workforce initiative since 2012. Employers collaborate with our colleges to identify the skill needs to fill open positions in their organizations. We then identify the students in these technical programs that best relate to and are accustomed to the employer's needs. Students gain a valuable paid cooperative work experience and apprenticeship, and employers gain qualified potential employees supported by a 50% wage match. In this way, our Learn and Earn program meets the components of the apprenticeship and includes flexibility for both the employer and student apprentice. These components include business engagement, the foundation for building programs and successful addressing workforce needs through industry partnership, on-the-job training, hands-on application with mentoring and a paid work-based learning experience, related training, RTI, technical education customized to employers, industry needs and wants in skilled workers, reward for skilled gain wage increase or promotion upon completion or attainment of skills and knowledge provides motivation to continue and advance. Nationally or industry recognized credentials that guarantee apprentices are fully qualified. So those are the 5 hallmarks of the apprentice. This is how the Apprentice in Motion grant will benefit our business partners. 2 ways the AIM grant assists participating businesses as well. Our students, the path 1 is for participants who are students enrolled in an IT program, achieving a certificate, degree, or credential as a boot camp and participating in a Learn and Earn apprentice. There are grant funds that can be applied toward tuition and program fees. Path 2, the apprentice who are incumbent workers will achieve a nationally or an industry recognized credential required to qualify for a higher level position. Employers are eligible to receive training dollars reimbursed through the West Virginia Governor's Guaranteed Workforce Program, as well as a wage supplement for each participating employee. The next steps to reach our goals within the AIM grant and to fulfill our vision and mission as the West Virginia Community and Technical College is to partner with our regional employers and leverage this grant to address those workforce challenges, specifically with IT skills-based occupations. Each region of West Virginia has an AIM which includes strategically placed apprentice coordinators, which is my area is the South, who together with local community colleges help employers establish apprenticeship opportunities. We will continue to connect and collaborate with business and industry partners to sharpen our ability to be responsive and provide the right skilled training and education needed to support a strong IT workforce. I represent the South as the apprenticeship coordinator. I'll have an office at the New River Community College in Beaver, West Virginia. And so I'll be available as needed. The participant eligibility is to be eligible individual participants as identified in the AIM grant receive training in needed IT skills resulting in a certification, degree, or industry recognized credential apprentice component. Either as a learn and earn or incumbent apprentice, participants will reinforce their learning through a paid on-the-job training. The participant eligibility is eligible business partners who participate in the AIM grant include those who have a need for skilled employees with IT credentials, have less than 50 employees at their location, have job positions open that they've been unable to fill otherwise without displacing an existing worker, will fully meet the guidelines for apprenticeship under the learn and earn or incumbent worker model. And the last slide is contact information for Nancy, who is my director for workforce and development and the AIM grant. And the last slide is my contact information at Beaver at the New River Community and Technical College. Thank you for the attending, and I'll turn it back over to Nancy.
So just leave that slide up if you don't mind there for a second, Michael, so people can get your phone number and your email address. And I just wanted to also mention that we have on the call today some representatives of our New River Community and Technical College. Brian Sampson, who is the Dean of Workforce Development. I'm just going to throw it out there because right now I can't exactly remember his exact title. And also his program specialist, Gloria Kincaid and Andrea Vest, that all work with employers on a regular basis to provide skills training, customizable, as well as degree programs that can help you build and sustain your workforce. So I wanted to give Brian a chance to talk a little bit more about what New River does on a regular basis in all industries, not specific to IT. This grant is just specific to the IT industry, but all of our colleges have a workforce development team that serve all industries. So Brian, did you want to say a few words?
Absolutely. Thank you, Nancy. As she mentioned, my name is Brian Sampson. I am the Interim Dean for Workforce and Technical Education for New River Community and Technical College. She did mention that the Apprenticeship in Motion is focused solely on the IT sector, but we do provide other apprenticeship opportunities through what's called the Learn and Earn program. We've talked quite a bit about that today. Just to recap what Michael said, basically that's a program wage reimbursement for employers. For the first $10,000 that a student earns, we will partner with you to reimburse $5,000 of that if it's something that you're interested in. And we do focus those programs around the degrees and certificates that we offer here at the college. In addition to those apprenticeships, we do customized training. So if you have a need for your employees to learn underwater basket weaving or whatever it might be, we can help out with that. We'll find someone qualified to come in, and actually we can teach at your site. We can do it here on campus, or right now we could do it remotely via Zoom, which is the new thing. So, but thank you for the opportunity, Nancy. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions now. Or I know Savannah is working the chat box. I don't think I see anything in there quite yet, but does anybody have any questions for myself or for Brian or for Michael?
I'm sure we'll probably get some questions in as we send this video to our folks who were planning on watching the video. And I'll be sure to direct those questions to you guys appropriately.
Okay, well, again, we just want to thank you, everybody who's attending today, for taking the time and hearing about this great opportunity that we have in West Virginia with the Apprenticeships in Motion federal grant funds. Like, as we've said, these are additional support to our current workforce initiatives, where we can provide a 50% wage match to employers who take on a student out of a degree program or even a non-degree program. This is a great way to build a pipeline of employees that we know sometimes are challenged to find the right folks with the right skills for the jobs that you have available. So please keep New River Community and Technical College in mind when you have those opportunities. And of course, Michael in your region is happy to answer any questions about getting involved and having more funding opportunities through the AIM grant.
We did have a question pop up. 2 questions. One is, I own Gigabeam Networks and we are a Virginia-based ISP. We're expanding and adding a network operations center in Bluefield, West Virginia. Being Virginia-based but locating in West Virginia, do we qualify for this program?
I often get this question, and I'm going to reiterate what our Chancellor of Higher Education says. Our students come first, and what's most important when we're utilizing our state funds is that we're helping to support our West Virginia workforce, whether that is our students working in the workforce in West Virginia or somewhere else, or companies in West Virginia who are maintaining and expanding in West Virginia. So if you are a company who is based out of Virginia, but you're operating in West Virginia and you're hiring a student from our community college, then that certainly would qualify.
Great. And Michael Clemens, I'll be sure to follow up with you so I can make sure that you get connected with Michael Goddard and Nancy Ligus as well. And we did have a question about, can recent graduates apply?
Unfortunately, once they're completely out of the program, they're no longer enrolled, whereas they could take advantage of the Learn and Earn program, because that's, as it sounds, you're learning and earning simultaneously. However, if you would be hired by a company as an apprentice, then you become an incumbent worker. You're employed. So at that point, your employer may need you to have higher level skills. And if they're willing to take you on as an apprentice with what you have now and put you through some additional training that results in an IT credential, then yes, we will support that with some training dollars to the employer if they are a company of less than 50. So it just really depends on where you end up, where you end up being employed. But definitely, if you've graduated and you're employed now, or you're working towards being employed and your employer is looking to give you some additional skills to advance your career at that company. This program will be around till 2023, and we'd certainly love to talk to that employer to help you and help them.
Great. I have no other questions at this time. Michael and Nancy, if you guys want to hang on for just a few extra minutes, just in case,
Sure.
Unless you have anything else that you want to add before we wrap up this session.
Savannah, I'd like to say thank you to you and Jim Spencer and giving us the opportunity to present the AIM grant. And we're always available to follow up anything that comes up after the meeting's over. So thanks again.
Of course, and I appreciate the both of you coming on to talk about this really awesome opportunity. And I'm looking forward to taking this information and broadcasting it out further and making sure this information gets in the hands of our business owners that need it.
That's great. Thank you so much.